I'm excited to have you in this video, beautiful learners. Today we want to focus on the 6 plosive sounds in English language. And from my definition previously, plosive sounds are those sounds produced with an explosion, which occurs as a result of the interruption of organs of speech during their articulation. Hence, we have certain sounds that when realized, the organs of speech will come together and stop the flow of air from passing through the mouth completely. And the sound will explode out as a result of the sudden parting of the organs of speech. So those sounds are known as plosive sounds, and we have 6 of such sounds in English language. So I want to consider not only the pronunciation of these 6 sounds, but also the graphemes that represent those sounds. All right, so I have it right here listed out, the plosive sounds of English language, right from the first one to the last one. Just like I said, we have 6 plosive sounds. So under this column, we have the plosive sound. And under here, we have the common graphemes. By common graphemes, I mean the answer to the question, where can we find the plosive sounds? So what you have under common graphemes are the spellings, the letters of the alphabet that represent the plosive sounds. In addition, we have the examples of words with the plosive sounds and their transcription. So let's look at each of them. The first one is the sound P, which is a voiceless bilabial sound, voiceless bilabial plosive sound. So we can have the P sound in place of letter P or letter PP. So where we have P or double P in words, we're likely to have this sound. As in words like pen. So in place of P, we have the sound P in the transcription. Then in happy, the same thing. In place of PP, we have the sound P. And then in apple, in place of PP, we have P. So P, letter P or PP is the spelling of the P sound. Then we have the voiced form of this sound. Note these two sounds are bilabial plosive sound. Hence, this one is voiceless, whereas this is voiced. This is realized as B, B. It is voiced. There must be vibration in your vocal cord when you say this. So, B. So the spellings for this sound are letter B and letter BB, as in words like bat. In place of B in bat, we have the B sound. And then rabbit, rabbit. We have, in place of BB, we have B sound. In the transcription, we have only one. It's no more double because the sound we hear is just a single sound. So we have rabbit and then blue. So here, this illustrates that the B sound has the grapheme B and BB. Moreover, we have the alveolar plosive sound, both the voiceless and the voiced. Let's begin with the voiceless alveolar plosive sound. This is T, T. So we have the sound T in place of letter T, in place of double T, and also in place of ED. For instance, in words like top, first sound there is t. We have top. Butter. In place of tt, we have t. Butter. Then stopped. In place of ed, we have t. This is to prove that we can have ed as a spelling of the t sound. Let's also consider the voiced alveolar plosive sound, which is j, j. This sound can be spelled by the grapheme d, dd, and ed. So, in place of d in words, we can have the d sound. In place of dd, we can have the d sound. And in place of ed, we can have the d sound. Example is in words like dog, ladder, blade. Now, there is something I would like you to pay apt attention to right now, and that is the difference between when we realize ed as t and when we realize ed as d. I want to believe that question has been bubbling in your mind. We have ed here as a spelling of d sound, and also ed here as a spelling of the t sound. So when can we realize it as this, and where can we realize it as this? The secret behind this is the sound environment, the context of the sound. That's where the sound is located, is what determines which sound to have. When you have the ed after a voiceless consonant sound, then you realize it as the voiceless alveolar plosive. But when you have ed coming after a voiced consonant sound or a vowel sound, you realize it as the voiced alveolar plosive sound, which is j. Looking at the example, we have the word stopped. The sound before the ed is p. We have p in stopped. We have p before t, and p is voiceless. Hence, we realize the ed as t, which is equally voiceless. But in the case of played, the last sound before ed is a, the diphthong a. So the diphthong a is a voiced sound. Hence, we use the voiced form of the alveolar plosive sound, which is j. That's why we have played. So we have other words in this category. When you have ed, the past tense marker, at the end of any word, ensure you pronounce it based on the sound before it. If the sound is a voiceless sound, then you realize it as t. If it is a voiced sound, then realize it as d. All right, let's look at the next group of sounds we have here. The other two plosive sounds we have here are velar plosives, k and g. They are realized the same because we make use of the velum, that is the soft palate. That is the soft palate and the back of the tongue to realize the sound. Hence, we call them velar sounds. But k is voiceless, whereas g is voiced. Then we have different spellings for the k sound, that is the voiceless velar plosive sound. And the first spelling is letter K. The second is letter C. We have CK, we have CH, and QUE. So in place of these letters or combination of letters, we can have the K sound in different words. Examples are given here, ranging from kite. In the word kite, letter K represents the K sound. That's why we have kite. Then in cart, letter C represents the sound K. And in back, letter CK represents the K sound. That's why we have B for B, A for A, and then CK for K. We have back. Then in chorus, CH represents the K sound. That's why we have K here, chorus. And also in antique, QUE represents the K sound. So you can apply this to other words. Where you have letter K, you apply the K sound. Where you have letter C, apply the K sound. In some situations, or I can call it context, because there are different contexts that you can realize letter C as S, because it is either realized as S or K. But in this case, we have the K sound in place of C. Also in CK, we have other words in this manner, like pack, so on. Then chorus, and then antique. Moreover, let's consider the voiced bilar plosive sound, which is G. G sound can be realized in place of letter G, letter GG, letter GH, and GUE. As in words like go. In place of letter G, we have the G sound. Egg. In place of letter GG, that is double G, we have the G sound. Then in ghost, in place of GH, we have the G sound. That is to say that the H in this word is silent, and we have other words like this. All right. Then we also have rogue. So in place of GUE, we have the G sound. So again, we have league. In place of GUE, we have the G sound. So this is to say that GUE is the spelling of the G sound. Again, we have GH as in ghost. We have GG as in egg. Then we have G as in go. We have many other words like this. So pay attention to where you have these letters in words and try to articulate them as a sound. However, always make reference to your dictionary, because this is not a conclusion. Rather, it is an exemplification of those aspects that you are likely to have this sound. So don't guess sound, rather confirm if that is the actual sound we have there. But as a matter of fact, these are the graphemes that can suggest these phonemes, these 6 plosive sounds of English language. So this group of sounds, these 6 sounds, are known as stops in English. Stops is another word for plosive, and it indicates the fact that during the articulation, there is a total blockage in the flow of A, and the sound comes out as a result of the sudden parting of the organs of speech that cause the blockage. I want to believe you've learned something from this video. Please do well to subscribe to this channel. I'll be very happy if you do so. And Also like, comment, and share. Many thanks. I remain Teacher Dixon.